So Wallbox is a Spanish startup which is developing charging solutions for electric vehicles, and Wallbox is going public very soon at $1.5 billion valuation. Today, Enric Asunción, the CEO of Wallbox, is on our channel. I'm very excited to have you here, Enric. How are you doing?
Very good, and thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I know you've just had a trip to the United States. We were literally 5 minutes away from each other in the Silicon Valley. How was your trip?
Amazing. It was a great opportunity to see our team in the US, meet some customers, some investors. So it was great to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Well, the way I suggest we structure the interview, Enric, is we talk about yourself, about your partner, then we talk about your important products, and then we finish the interview with the IPO and to talk a little bit about your next steps. Is it okay for you?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Excellent.
Perfect.
So why don't you introduce yourself and just explain how you actually how did you decide to work on charging solutions and when that happened?
Perfect. So, well, I'm Enric Asunción. I'm CEO and co-founder of Wallbox. And actually, I've been all my professional life working in the EV charging industry. I started at a company called A Plus Idiada. It's a Spanish company. It's a Spanish multinational that works in the automotive industry. So when you see the Tesla crash test, it has been done by Idiada, or when you see emission test, EPA, any test, automotive test, it's done at Idiada. And I just finished at that time my degree in industrial engineering, and I went to Idiada to learn, and to start my first job there. And while I was there, I was given what was the first standards and the first regulations for charging. Was the first SAE J1772, the first edition for home charging, or the first drafts of the CHAdeMO protocol. So what I created at Idiada was the systems and the certifications to make sure that an electric car will be compatible with a charger, and to validate and make sure that that will be compatible. No, so after more than 4 years at Idiada, we were able, and still today Idiada it's the leader in these validations. But I created the department, the division, and we had companies like Tesla, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Volkswagen working with Idiada to make sure the cars are compatible with chargers, and companies like Wallbox going to Idiada to make sure things will be interoperable and compatible. And back in 2014, Tesla was coming, 2013 actually, was coming in Europe, and I was hired by Tesla to lead the home charging program inside Tesla. So everything was not supercharging or destination charging. So when people was charging at home, and at that time Tesla didn't have the Tesla Wall Connector, so we didn't have a home charger. So we had to work with many companies that today some of them are our competitors at Wallbox. And at that time, everybody was focused on making chargers for the street without intelligence. And at Tesla, I was thinking, we really have to solve home charging. 80% of charging happens at home. People need smart energy management functionalities at home because the price of the energy changes by the hour. People has limited available power at home. And nobody's solving that. Everybody's going for the public chargers that really, is at that point was not really important. The key was solving charging at home. And at that point, I decided to leave Tesla to create Wallbox. And that was 6 years ago. And today we're making this possible not only for home, also for work and for public charging.
So if I understood correctly, you identified the market niche and decided to go for that opportunity like home charging and smart solutions. And who was your partner back then?
Yeah, so Eduard Castaneda, who today is our chief product officer, he, at that time he was leading in an investigation, university research actually organization, which is called CSIC. He was working in hydrogen fuel cells for hybridization of electric vehicles. So really, he's converted. He was in the hydrogen and went to the charging industry, but he together with me, we were the founders, and still today are leading the company.
Excellent, excellent. So I think I'd like to move on to your products, which is for me the most exciting part of your company. So what is so unique about your products? And maybe we can start with some like best-selling things. And I just went on Amazon in the United States, and I see your products are available at a very competitive price. So how did you achieve that?
So I think that the key of Wallbox is that, first of all, we make charging simple, because when you hear about charging, there's volts, there's amps, the CCS, there's CHAdeMO, kilowatt hour. We just make it simple. We, adapt to the power of the installation automatically. We have smart charging functionalities that make sure you always charge as fast as possible, or whatever your installation can handle. We charge when energy is cheaper, so you save money, or we do even more advanced functionalities like vehicle to home and vehicle to grid. All these things are done in a transparent way for the user. So for the user, it's just plug and charge. And the key of the company here is that we are in the intersection between automotive and energy. We are perfectly positioned to, one, manage your installation and manage the energy at your home, but also use your car as a source of storage for the home or for the grid. So I would say simplicity. They are the most compact products. Our AC chargers, we actually have the best ratio between volume and power, which maybe doesn't sound important, but design and good looking things is important for people, and compact things. And one thing that many of our customers value a lot is the fact that our products use the Bluetooth technology, because you always hear about charging that it has Wi-Fi, 4G, Ethernet, but you know what? Most of the chargers are in underground floors and don't have internet access, or are in Wi-Fi blind spots and also don't have internet access, or people doesn't want to pay for a data plan. With your phone, every time you come close to our chargers, your phone downloads the data through Bluetooth and sends it to the cloud. You can do anything you will do. You can make payments, you can do energy management. All these things can be done offline thanks to the embedded software. And I think this is a really, really key functionality from our products.
All right, got it. Then the next question is, what is your best-selling product?
So our best-selling product is Pulsar Plus. It's the most compact charger in the market. It's like very small. And it has any functionality that you can imagine in energy management, except bidirectional charging, of course. You can have time of use, you adapt to the power installation, power boost to always be connected to your meter at home and make sure you never exceed the power. You can make payments, anything you can imagine. It's done with this charger, and it's trusted by some of the most important car manufacturers and utility companies in the world.
Excellent. And if I understand correctly, it's the AC level 2 charger, right?
Correct, yeah.
And where do you sell those?
So we sell our products today in 67 countries, and this is a very important part of our company. We are a truly global player. We have presence in the US, where we recently launched in February this year, and already seeing exponential growth. We actually expect that US is going to be our biggest country in terms of sales at the end of this year. We sell in Europe, also in the whole Asia Pacific region, and we actually have also a company, a joint venture in China, that sells to Chinese car manufacturers. So we have global presence, and we sell Pulsar and all the way our AC charging portfolio on all these countries.
Excellent. And just to get the flavor, how many did you sell so far of those Pulsar Plus?
Yeah, so more than 100,000 chargers have been installed as per April this year. So, the number is growing exponentially. So I'm sure we will update soon the numbers, but a lot of them are installed already.
Yeah. Jon, this is massive. Congratulations. I mean, now we are talking really automotive business. Like when you talk hundreds of thousands, like we are there, we are coming. Well, to be honest with you, and my background a little bit, I'm very excited about your bidirectional products. So there is one in your pipeline, Quasar, if I remember the name correctly. When is it coming? What's so important about this charger? How does this work? I mean, all those important and critical questions.
So actually, Quasar is already in the market, but it's not in the US yet. So We are selling Quasar in the UK with some utility companies there, and in the Power Loop program with Mitsubishi in Germany, or in Australia with Nissan. We are doing vehicle-to-grid projects, vehicle-to-home projects. And the key of Quasar is that it's a super compact product. It's a home charger. It's a very small charger that you can put in your wall. It's less than 15 kgs, so anybody can install it. It takes actually 5 minutes to install. And before Quasar, these were big devices, heavy. I wouldn't say that they were for home and expensive. Quasar, we are soon dropping the price of Quasar to make sure we make it more affordable to 2,500 euros. So really, starting to compete with AC chargers, because we believe that the future of charging, especially home charging, is going to be DC, and it's going to be bidirectional. And in the US next year, so I owe a lot of Quasars to many people in the US. Everybody is asking, they want to have the first one. But we're excited to bring this in the US. Second half of next year, we're actually opening a factory in the US to produce Quasars.
This is excellent. They being compact and also low price, and well, 2.5k euro. This is exceptional. And maybe you can also explain the benefits of having a bidirectional charging in your home. So what kind of benefits end users can have?
You can start with the basic vehicle-to-home functionalities, which is already saving you lots of money. You use your electric car as a battery for the home. So depending on your situation, you can charge your car when you have excellence of solar power, or when energy is cheaper. So if you produce more solar power than you need, you can charge, or if energy is cheaper, and then discharge when you don't have solar power, or discharge when energy is more expensive. So you save money, and you can save from $100 to $200 depending on your energy consumption a month. So really saving you money using your electric vehicle battery, which is massive. When you think a power wall is 10 kilowatt hours, or a little bit more, depends on the model. An electric car is 60 to 100 kilowatt hours. It's 6 to 10 times bigger. So using these batteries for supporting your home, it can power your home for 4 days. 2 to 4 days, depends also on the home. We in the US, I think people spend more energy than in Europe, but really, it's a disruptive product, because it's giving storage for everybody at home, but also for the grid. And here is where I think Nube is doing a great job, because it's not only about vehicle to home, you also can do vehicle to grid, And with renewable energies, we can not decide when they are produced, but we need them, especially in the afternoon or at night, when we have to, or in the morning, we need a lot of power at this time, and we don't have sun. So using our vehicles as storage for the grid to charge when we have renewable energies and discharge when we don't have them available, it's really making possible the transition to renewable energies and clean energy.
You're bringing a lot of important points here. And maybe one additional question to the bidirectional functionality. Does your app, the Wallbox app, actually support vehicle to home?
So right now, our app is not offering it. We have a product called Sirius, which is an external device made by Wallbox that enables the vehicle to home.
All right. And there is one feature which is critical or becoming very critical in the United States, for instance, when you have blackouts and fires in California. You've been here just a few weeks ago. And then the black start feature is kind of required by utilities. Are you planning to have that one?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the Quasar we're working for the US is, we call it the 4-in-1. It's going to be a charger. It's going to be a bidirectional charger, so you can use it as a battery. It's going to be a generator for your home, and it's going to be a solar inverter. So you can directly connect your solar panels to the Quasar, so they can be used as an inverter for the home.
And I saw a recent announcement or a press release with SunPower. I think this is where I think you can really converge. So you can integrate solar with the bidirectional inverter, charge directly the car or send the AC power to your home. Okay, I think this is a super elegant solution, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it in the market, especially if you can keep the price of 2.5k euro in the United States. This is going to be revolutionary in my view.
Yeah, you are saving tens of thousands of dollars because a battery that you already have in your car, inverters, chargers, you really save a lot. So it's going to be really, as you say, exciting and disruptive. Yeah. Power. Right now what we are doing is offering with them the Pulsar Plus, our AC charger, and we have a beautiful functionality which is called EcoSmart. So the users from the app can decide to charge when there's solar power available, or they can just say, I want to charge as fast as possible. So, we are integrating with the solar production that SunPower has. And in any people's homes, we make sure that people uses the most from their solar installation. But yeah, definitely in the future, Quasar is great for solar installations.
And in general, as I said, the concept is super elegant. I mean, you don't really need extra and bulky hardware for solar separately, for your car separately. If you have everything in one tiny box and integrate all those things, I think it's just impressive. Well, I do want to ask you one sensitive question, actually. So the protocols, right? So when we talk bidirectional, and you know my background from Nissan, it's mostly CHAdeMO today. So how are you, what's your strategy? Obviously, you're offering this for Nissan Leaf, ENV200, Mitsubishi Outlander. What are other types of vehicles you're targeting, and how you're gonna transition to CCS? We all know very well that Nissan will stop actually selling CHAdeMO vehicles in Europe and United States.
So first of all, right now Quasar is focused for Nissan Leafs. Is one of the most sold cars ever, and we see a lot of opportunity from people that owns already a Nissan Leaf to upgrade them to a bidirectional charger, and that's where we're going. But as you say, CCS is not today available for bidirectional. There's some car manufacturers that are already implementing the draft of the CCS bidirectional charging. So we're working with some of them to make sure as soon as they make it available, we can offer this product. It looks like the standard itself is going to take time, but we see the car manufacturers seeing this as a huge opportunity for them to offer something to their customers. So we believe that it's not going to take as long as the standard is expected. Before that, we will see products, commercial products, and our commercial products with CCS with many cars.
And what happens with customers? Imagine I have a Nissan Leaf in my garage. I would buy a Wallbox. I know the price is super reasonable and the payback can be really quick. If we, we can have 100 to 200 euro per month of savings. So it's a no-brainer. You just go and buy it and have this feature. But 2 years later, I would want to upgrade my vehicle. I want to buy, let's say, Nissan Ariya or any other vehicle with a CCS connector. So what happens with the charger?
The current version we have of Quasar in Europe, it has the ability to switch to CCS. So you have the option to change the control PCB and change the connector. It requires a trained
technician,
yeah, to do that. For the new version, we still look into that. We want to optimize really for cost and make still a compact solution. So if we are not making it possible, to switch, easily, definitely we want to come up with plans for people to upgrade to a CCS for a reasonable cost.
Got it. I mean, for me, it's a very clear trade-off: cost and opportunity. So what you're planning to offer, and I think it's a product decision. So I'm sure your team can handle that perfectly. Then another question. I mean, bidirectional is excellent. Lots of features and added value for end users. But do you get any kind of complaints, or do you hear concerns from car makers about battery degradation because of more aggressive use of the battery pack?
Actually, not, because with the main ones today with CHAdeMO, we have certified. So we go with them, we have to do some tests. They tell us the maximum ripple, the maximum power, the maximum percentage. So we are not seeing this problem as long as you comply with their requirements. Let's see in the future, but I don't expect this to be a problem. You know, when you accelerate, you are consuming 50 kilowatts, 60 kilowatts, 70 kilowatts. We're talking 7 kilowatts, 10 kilowatts for bidirectional charging. It's nothing, you know. I think it's more important to make sure you don't discharge too much the battery. You know, you don't go to 20 or 30% to don't amount for a charging cycle. And here is where the battery size is helping us. You know, batteries are getting bigger, so we will be just playing maybe with the top 10 or 20% of the battery. So I don't see it a concern.
Excellent. And you actually mentioned Tesla Powerwall solutions, and I really want to come back to that. So Tesla is not offering bidirectional today, but they are selling Powerwalls. For me, it's a very clear conflict of interest. So I see that as just protecting the business. Do you have any other views, or what do you think why Tesla is not there? Why they're not offering bidirectional yet?
I think they will. It's just a matter of time, and I think they say it already that at some point their onboard chargers are capable of bidirectional charging. I think what doesn't make sense is this, you know, at the end that the onboard charger, you need to spend as a car manufacturer lots of money and especially volume and weight on something you could use to put batteries. You know, an onboard charger is this size, you know, it's like 2 shoe boxes. And if you make it more complex, being bidirectional, and you have to carry this, 30, 40 kgs when you are driving for something that you only use when you are at home, doesn't make sense. So eventually, the chargers, you know, the onboard chargers are going to disappear, or you will have a very small emergency onboard charger, you know, 1 kilowatt or 1.5 kilowatts, and the infrastructure is going to take care. And that's what I think where Tesla will go, and everybody will go, because we will need this space and this weight.
So let's move on to your company and your IPO. How big is your company today?
So, well, as I said, Wallbox operates in 67 countries. We sold more than 100,000 chargers. We have fast-growing revenues. We expect to close this year with closely to $80 million in revenues. Great engineering, more than 550 employees. And we're actually one of the fastest growing charging companies in the space.
Excellent. And where do you manufacture your chargers?
So we have today 3 manufacturing facilities, 2 in Europe, where most of the AC products are done for the US and for Europe, and another one in China that it's focused only for producing for the Chinese market. We actually have contracts there with Hongqi, which is a Chinese car manufacturer. But, you know, because the US is growing as a market for us very fast, and we expect, as I said, to be one of our main markets, we are going to open an additional factory in the US the second half of next year. So we will produce the first Supernova and the Quasar in the US, and later the Pulsar for the US in this factory.
Oh, this is interesting news. I mean, basically, the United States is all about electrification with the new administration, and obviously, you will get a lot of support here, and people love "Made in the America," sign on the hardware. So a good choice. Nothing to say here.
Actually, you know, for us, manufacturing has a lot. Is very important, and with the fact that we own the whole vertical supply chain, for us, we see it as a competitive advantage. First of all, yes, we have better gross margin than anybody in the market because we take care. We don't outsource this part. But more important than that, it's fast development cycles. You know. This is a market that changes constantly, and what's key is that you can fulfill market requirements faster than anybody else. So owning the certification, the development, the manufacturing, you know, make sure you can have fast development cycles and manufacture them. It's key, and that's why we want to have our products to have fast development cycles and launch new products in the market in few months. And now it's playing even better with all these allocations we are seeing. You know, there's scarcity of components. People cannot produce chargers. We owning the supply chain enables us to, sometimes a supplier doesn't deliver a chip. We know this few months in advance. We can slightly change the PCB design and put it into production, certify it and put it into production very quickly. If that was outsourced, that would be very difficult. So really, it's enabling us to keep delivering products. We haven't stopped delivering products in less than 72 hours to our customers. So it's great for us to own the supply chain.
Interesting. You're absolutely right. I think this is your actually chance to grab more market share right now, like with all this deficit happening in the market. Your opportunity to better control the supply chain, adjust the product, exactly what you're saying. I was curious, who are your major investors? Who are those companies and people who invested very early in Wallbox, and who is the lead investor today?
So the founders are the biggest shareholders of the company, but our lead investor, it's Iberdrola. Iberdrola, it's one of the biggest utilities in the world. They own around 10% of the company, and it's great to have them because they are not only one investor, they are also a member of our board of directors and also one of our customers. We work with them in many European countries, Spain, the UK with Scottish Power, Italy, France, and pretty soon we are going in the US with them, with Madrid. So really great partner to have. And also we have other investors like venture capitals, like Cathay Innovation, which is invested by Valeo, Michelin, Total. So energy and automotive companies are our main investors.
Excellent. And when exactly are you planning to close the SPAC deal?
So we announced this SPAC deal a couple of months ago with Kensington Capital Acquisition Corp. It's very important because this SPAC is the best SPAC in automotive. The team together has more than 300 years of experience. All the members in the automotive sector, and we expect. In our business plan, we have not included all what this team can help us. It's the former CEOs of Chrysler, former CEO of Lear Corporation, former CEO of Thule, the bike ride company. So really lots of expertise, which we really believe it's going to accelerate even more our growth in the US. And with this, we expect to close the transaction before the end of Q3. So next month.
Oh, it's soon. It's very close. And where exactly Wallbox will be listed, on which stock exchange?
So New York Stock Exchange. Yeah.
New York Stock Exchange. So I won't be surprised to see you traveling to the United States again very soon. And if I understood correctly, you will be raising $330 million for this transaction. And what is the plan for this capital? Are you planning to invest higher? I understood part of it will be probably manufacturing in the United States. Anything else?
Yeah. So we are raising this 330 million. 230 are from the SPAC, and 100 that we raise with investors like Janus Henderson, Luxor Capital, some of the best investors in the world. And with this 330 million, we won all the supply chain and manufacturing, international expansion. So we are in the US, but we want to expand more in the American continent. We are going to soon launch in Canada, South America. So really expanding geographically. Product development is the key of everything. We expect lots of new products coming in the next years. Faster charging, more focus on energy management. Also grow our software side. All the recurrent revenues. That is something we want to invest a lot. So, and finally, marketing. The difference with other companies, we have a brand. We are not doing white labeling products. We sell under the Wallbox brand. We have a strong brand value in Europe, which now we are building in the US. So building the brand is also a big part of our investment in the next 5 years to make the company profitable.
Excellent. Thank you, Enric, for being on my channel and providing all these excellent explanations. I wish you all the best and looking forward to seeing you ringing that bell at New York Stock Exchange. So all the best and thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you, Michael.